Kiran? No.
तेजस्विनावधीतमस्तु मा विद्विषावहै. ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः. समस्तजनकल्याणे निरतं करुणामयं नमामि चिन्मयं देवं सद्गुरुं ब्रह्मविद्वरम्. कूजन्तं राम रामेति मधुरं मधुराक्षरम् आरुह्य कविताशाखां वन्दे वाल्मीकिकोकिलम्. वाल्मीकिर्मुनिसिंहस्य कवितावनचारिणः शृण्वन् रामकथानादं को न याति परां गतिम्. यत्पिबन् सततं रामचरितामृतसागरम् अतृप्तस्तं मुनिं वन्दे प्राचेतसमकल्मषम्. गोष्पदीकृतवाराशिं मशकीकृतराक्षसम् रामायणमहामाला रत्नं वन्दे नीलात्मजम्. अञ्जनानन्दनं वीरं जानकी शोकनाशनं कपीशम् अक्षहन्तारं वन्दे लङ्काभयङ्करम्. मनोजवं मारुततुल्यवेगं जितेन्द्रियं बुद्धिमतां वरिष्ठं. वादात्मजं वानरयूतमुख्यं श्रीरामदूतं शिरसा नमामि. यत्र यत्र रघुनाथकीर्तनं तत्र तत्र कृतमस्तकाञ्जलिं. बाष्पवारी परिपूर्णलोचनं मारुतिं वचदराम राक्षसान्तकं. वाल्मीकिगिरिसम्भूता रामसागरगामिनी पुनादिभुवनं पुण्या रामायणमहानदी. वेदवेद्ये परे पुंसि जाते दशरथात्मजे वेदप्राचेतसा दासीत् साक्षात् रामायणात्मना. आपदामपहर्तारं दातारं सर्वसम्पदां लोकाभिरामं श्रीरामं भूयो भूयो नमाम्यहम्. रामाय रामभद्राय रामचन्द्राय वेदसे रघुनाथाय नाथाय सीतायाः पतये नमः. मङ्गलं कौसलेन्द्राय महनीय गुणाब्धये चक्रवर्ती तनूजाय सार्वभौमाय मङ्गलम्.
The description of the kind of people who are living in the city of Ayodhya. We have been seeing that. Which verse we are in now? You may have forgotten already. 6. Which sarga it is? 6th sarga. Which kanda it is now? Balakand. Okay. Now which Ramayana it is to be? Valmiki Ramayan. Okay. To that extent we are aware. So, we are in the 10th verse, correct? correct? 10th verse. 6th, okay, 6th verse, correct, 6th verse. So, here in this great city, the king himself was a great scholar. That is what we say, Satyabhisandena Trivargamanudushtitaha Palita Sapuri Sreshta Indrasyena Indrena Avada Amaravati. Continuing in the 6th verse onwards. Tasmin Puravare Hrushtaha Dharmatmano Bahushrutaha Narastushta Dhani Svai Svaihi Alubdha Satyavadinaha Nalpasan Nichayak Kaschit Asi Tasmin Purottame Kutumbiyo Yahasya Siddhyarto Agavashvadana Dhanyavan Kamivana Kataryova Nishamsa Purusha Kvachit Drashtum Shakyam Ayodhyayam Na Vidvan Na Janastikaha Sarve Narascha Naryascha Dharmashila Susamyataha Mudita Shila Vrittabhyam Maharshaiva Malaha Na Kundali Namakuti Na Sragvi Nalpa Bhogavan Na Mrishto Na Naliptango Na Sugandhascha Vidyate. In that very city, Puravare, in the best of the city there, Hrushtaha, extremely delighted were the people, Dharmatmanaha, because they were following the Dharma very well, Bahushrutaha, and they have heard, they have Bahushruta, means they have studied the Vedas very well, because Shruti is Vedas, because it is taught only by word of communication, Bahushruta. Now you see, I don't know whether I mentioned yesterday, I don't know which class it was. Before Rama was born, that was Satya Yuga. Did I talk to you about that? No. Okay, that means morning class. Satya Yuga. In Satya Yuga, it is among the 4 yugas. There is nothing or nobody knows what is Asatyam. Meaning there is no possibility of even transgressing what is known as Dharma, because they do not even expose to what is Adharma. It is like a child knows only one language until it goes to school. Whatever the mother speaks is what it knows, otherwise it doesn't know anything else. Whatever is in the household, whatever they are talking. In the same way, there was no adharma anywhere, and therefore obviously people did not transgress any dharma at all. That was Satya Yuga. But it so happened a small portion of the earth was occupied by people who were not following that dharma. That was Ravana Pravriti. They were dead against anything that is Vedic. Rituals, they get very upset and angry. Worship, they get more angry. So any kind of dharma paripalanam they won't accept. So that particular segment of people have to be taken care in the very beginning itself. That is why Bhagavan said, I have to come to set right this. Otherwise it will become a part and parcel of the society. So when these descriptions about the people that are given in Ayodhya, it is no exaggeration. It looks exaggeration for us because we do not know, we do not have that now. Pure water. Swamiji, I think it is too much of exaggeration. Everybody was telling truth. I think Swamiji, I think it is just a hypothesis. That is never going to happen. Yes, it was not going to happen. It was there. Then we say, all of them were dharmatmana. All of them were doing dharma. Then everybody is red. Everybody is beautiful. Everybody is charitable. Everybody is friendly. All are nice. This looks very, the utopian dream. It only shows that the possibility is always there. And we have moved far away from it, and therefore it looks impractical to us. So like, now when we study Vedanta course there in Sandipani, 2 years, no going out, no movie, nothing. How can that be? For people who we were there and therefore now it is possible. For others, how is that possible? No drinking, no going out. No movies, no parties. So it looked like that the thing is not possible. But Gurudev made sure that is even today is kept as it is. So it is possible in a confined atmosphere where everybody follows the same thing, there is no question of transgressing. And they are not following because of punishment. They are following because they know that is how it has to be lived. So Ramarajya, when you say, it is an ideal system or ideal society or ideal city, ideal way of living, because that was the case. Today it is not possible for us to comprehend that. So tasmin puravare hrushtaha dharmatmanaha bahusrutaha naraha tushtaha danai swai. And they were all enjoying their own wealth. Alubdaha. Because they are not greedy. And it is here, alubda means what? Swavarna, swa-ashrama upajita dhanamatra parigraha. They were strictly content with money and comforts available to their stage of life or their vocation of life also. In other words, Brahmana, they were not looking or keeping an eye on the Vaishyas. So nowadays what happened? Brahmana also would like to live like a Vaishya. A person who is dedicated to study scriptures and disseminating that knowledge, then he looks at, oh, those guys have better vehicle and better car, better life. I want to be. Then they will invariably go against their dharma. Isn't it? In Tattvabodha, in the text, Shankaracharya writes that the definition for Dhamma, separate on Uparati. Uparati means one of the qualifications for a student. Shama, Dhamma, Uparati, Tidiksha, Shraddha, Samadhan. And before that, Viveka, Vairagya, and then last Mukshutam. So these are the qualities. Sadhana Chadushtaya. In that Shama, Dhamma, Uparadi, Tidiksha, Shraddha, Samadhan, Uparadi, he gives a very beautiful definition. Shama is Mano Nigraha. Dhamma is Indriya Nigraha. Uparadi, he says, Swadharma Paripalana. Withdrawal of the mind from unnecessary activities is only by doing your dharma, Swadharma. It's simple. Why one is not able to do one's own Swadharma? Because his mind is attracted to something else. That is why here he says, Dhanehi santushtaha swai dhanehi. By one's own wealth. Swavarna, according to one's vocation. Swa-ashrama, according to one stage of life, upajita, collected, dana matra parigraha, taking only that much. Now if you go to some of the temples, the priests have more diamond things than even God there. Every finger has got diamonds. Come on, Hari Om. You will find whether the God has more wealth or this fellow has got more wealth. I was told that nowadays the priests, they are doing so many Satyanarayana Katha, this Katha and that Katha and all those things. So much of money, the performance, the householders are going in Toyota or something, they were coming in BMW. No tax paid, nothing. So, if one is able to thus, Brahmana is not even supposed to have a bank account. Because they have to live very simple life. And they cannot earn money by themselves. That is the way it is ordained there. Narastuttaha danaihi svai alubdhaha. Lubdhatvam was not there. Lobitvam was not there. No greediness. Na alpasannichayak kaschit tasmin purottame yaha alpasannichayaha. Nichaya means wealth. Alpasannichaya means accumulating very less, meager wealth is not at all found there. Meaning everybody was wealthy. Wealthy does not mean merely collecting money, but living according to the means. That is what is called real wealth, is it not? For example, health does not mean everybody should have, what is it? 3 packs, 4 packs, 6 packs, okay. I do not know. I think not even 1 pack, so I don't even know. So, it is not, 6 packs or 8 packs. Do you think that is healthy? So if you see if that person is, 6 packs, etc., then all this fine. Ask him to sit down on the floor, he cannot. It's so tight. Flexibility of the body is the real health, not all these muscles and all those things. Similarly, what is wealth? Contentment according to the means that you have, the amount of money that you are able to maintain your lifestyle according to that, and you are happy about it. That is real wealth. And you may have make so much money, but you are still not able to live up to that, live within that. Then you are poor only. You may make 10,000, but your expenditure is 15,000. Then are you poor or wealthy? Tell me that. How is that? If you are making 5,000, you are able to finish your expenses by 4,000, you are really wealthy. So here it does not mean they were all very rich, etc. They were able to live within their means. That is the real wealth we are talking about here. Kaschidasi tasmin purottame kutumbi. Everybody was a family person. Because, see, this one thing again should not be misunderstood that Hinduism is talking only about renunciation. No, they were talking about dharma, artha, kama first. If you are able to do the right thing, live in the right way and enjoy the pleasures of life in the right means, then you are eligible for moksha. Because you have that perfection in your mind. You are able to contain yourself, you are able to control yourself. So here, when it is said Kutumbi, not also known as Kudumi, not Kudumi. Kudumi means known as tuft. That is not. In Tamil, Kudumi means tuft. Kudumbi means one who has 10 people at home to take care. Mata, Pita, Snushe, Putro, Putri, Patni, Aditi, Swayam. Mother, father, Jeshta Putra, Kanishta Putra, Jeshta Snusha and Kanishta Snusha. Snusha means daughter-in-law. So at least 2 sons and 2 daughter-in-laws. So mother, father, first son, first daughter-in-law, second son, second daughter-in-law, daughter, oneself, wife and Atithi, visitor. These 10 people, If you have, then you are a Kutumbi. Mata pita snushe putro putri patni atitihi swayam dasasankyaha kutumbidi. Nowadays, even one, very difficult to make. And interestingly, they put their mother and father in some, some old age home, and they have the pet, and they go behind with a plastic bag. Can you imagine? Those who have taught you, those who educated you, those who raised you, they made you who you are, and you put them somewhere, and then you go behind the dog. Even sons and daughters, they won't keep at home. Dog. I'm not saying you should not have that, but if you are taking care of this one, better take care of the people who have helped you, right? Is it no ungrateful? At least dog is better. The cat is the worst thing that we can have. It never even cares about you. So one dog was thinking that, these people, who are taking care of me, washing me, bathing me, feeding me, giving me a shelter. I tell you, these are all gods, my owners, The cat is thinking, these people are taking care of me, feeding me, dressing me, bathing me, etc. I must be God. That is the difference between cat and dog. So the Kutumbi, he asiddhayaha. There was nobody who has not accomplished in life, and they have ga, ashva, dana, danyavan. There is nobody who did not have that. Cows, horses, wealth, enough to eat, all of them had that amount of prosperity. Kamivana kadaryovan shamsa purusha kvajit drashtam shakyam ayodhyayam na vidvan na janastikah. Kamiva, there is no one who is really too much of lusty. Na kadaryovan, there is nobody who is stingy. Nrishamsaha, no cruel person. Purushaha ayodhyayam kvajit drashtum na shakyam. Not possible to see such an individual. Avidwan na nastikaha. There was nobody who was not studied, there was no uneducated person, and na nastikaha. Nastika means paralokaha nastiti yo manyate sa nastikaha. Who is a nastika? One who has no belief in the existence of other world. Such a nastikaha can be considered as nasty. Because, see, when you do not have a belief in the other world, which means what? You do not believe in karma phala. Which is a very dangerous thing. That means I can do anything and get away with it. The human laws or the law of the society can only punish known criminality, right? Unknown. If you have committed a crime, when it is known only, you will be punished. If it is unknown, so unknown criminality can be punished only by moral judgments. Immorality is not criminality. Is it not true? Immoral behavior is not a crime. Unlawful behavior is a crime. The immorality is not a crime. That's why many people get away with that. So, what is then, should they not be punished? Yeah, then human law will not punish, divine law will punish. If that belief is not there, then what is the ethics and morality in this society? So, such a person is called a Nastik. Such a person who doesn't abide by the moral laws of the society. So such kind of people were not there. Sarve naras naryascha dharmashilasu samyataha. All men and women are dharmashilaha. They were highly virtuous and susamyataha, well controlled. And this self-control alone has made the society very prosperous. Because if it does not have If one does not have self-control, he will be ruining everybody around. And muditaha shila vrittabhyam. Mudita, they are so happy with good virtues and behavior. Maharshaya iva amalaha. They are like the great saints, pure, immaculate, clean-hearted. Na akundali, na amakuti, na asartvi, na alpabhogavan. There was nobody in that very country who did not wear earrings. Men also. Akundala means that earring. Everybody was well decorated. As I said, this putting the ornaments etc. are not to show off how much one has. It is to appreciate beauty. So when you offer to the Lord and do decoration, it is not to show off how much you have got. It is to make it beautiful, right? It is presentable. Nowadays people have, oh my God, that jeans pant torn, you are torn there, half of the body is seen and then never washed and then color is gone, color is... Look like you have, high society people also wear like this. We only pity them. What's wrong with these people? And that is called fashion. Half of the body is seen and torn and never washed. So presentation, see, that shows how, you see, a person who has the correct kind of dress for the, in a situation, he is, at least to that extent, he or she will be respected. When you wear such a shabby dress and then move around, that means you are not bothered about others. You just don't care. It just shows indifference. I want to wear whatever I want to. Who am I to bother about? And then they wear a shirt, don't kill me and I will kill you back and all this kind of thing. A makuti, without a crown, nobody was seen. A sargvi, without a garland, nobody is seen. Na alpa bhogavan, everybody is well fed. That does not mean like they are not what you call obese or anything. They are not. A community which has maximum number of people who are fat, it's called obesity. The city of obese. Na amrushtaha, the one who is not deprived of pleasures. Na liptangaha, na aliptangaha. They were wearing sandal paste on the body. That is, nobody is seen without that. Na asugundascha. Nobody is seen without perfume. Wow. For some people, wear the perfume to hide their dirt. Oh my. In some of the times when somebody is sitting next to me in the flight, unbelievable. The way they put this perfume also there. And it is... And they come and talk to you over the perfume, you can smell their dirt. I don't know how anybody would go anywhere near them. Mouth is so smelly, and especially they drink the wine or anything and then come. Where is this? Is a restroom. That restroom you don't need to go; it is there inside you itself. You don't need to go. You are your restroom. So here it does not mean that to hide their dirt or smell. It is not that. It is for the sake of presenting themselves pleasantly there. Continuing. Na mrishtabhoji na data na pyananga nishkadrik na hasta varano vapi drishyate napyanatmavan nanahitagnirnayajva nakshudro vanataskaraha kaschidasirayodhyayam na chavrutto na sankaraha
sarvakarmani swakarma, right? Swakarma nirata nityam brahmana vijitendriyaha dana adhyayana shilascha samyatascha pratigrahe Nastiko nanruti vapi nakaschit abahushrutaha nasuyako nachashakto na vidvan vidyate kvachit na षडंग विदत्रास्ति नाव्रतो ना सहस्रतः नदीन क्षिप्त चित्तो वा व्यतितो वा विकर्षण ना अमृष्टभोजी. Mrishta means Purnam. Mrishtabhoji means Purna Bhoji, meaning one who had enjoyed the comforts and pleasures of life enough. Purna. There was nobody who was not thus able to finish or enjoy the fullness of pleasures of life. Not only just eating food, in all aspects of pleasures of life. None is adata, na adata. There was nobody who is not a giver of money or giver of charity. So that way, as I said, Brahmanas do not have the ability to earn money, so their dhanam is different. Their dhanam is jnana dhanam. And that is the difference between dana and dakshina. When you give to a person who is in need of money, who is poor, what you give is called dhanam. When a priest who has performed his action or performing ritual or puja, etc., what you give is not dhanam, that is called dakshina. What you give out of sympathy is dhanam, what you give out of gratitude is called dakshina. So, even the Brahmanas were givers only, sahasrada, meaning blessings. They give the dhanam of blessings. So, na adata, there was nobody who is not a giver of. That means sharing is so common. So, what a Brahmana has to share is knowledge, blessings, prayers. What a Vaishya has got is money to share. What a king or a warrior has got is to share is security. Protecting others, that is his dhanam. And for Shudras it is Shramadhanam, doing the work for others. So this way everybody was sharing something. That's why our pledge also, we know our responsibilities, give us the ability to, what do we say in our pledge? We know our responsibility, give us the ability to fulfill them. So our ability must be fulfilled through our what we do. Anangada nishkadrg angadam bahubhushanam nishkam urobhushanam. They were all wearing bahubhushanam on the hand. They were wearing all different ornaments. And urobhushanam means what they were wearing on the chest, etc. Na ahastavarano vapi. There is nobody who is not seen, who is not wearing armlets and chiclets and, not chiclets, what's called, bracelets and other things. Chiclet is what you wear inside the mouth. And outside the body, there's something else there. Na anatmavanavi. There was nobody who is not self-controlled. Now, having said this, the duty of a Brahmana is to pray and do rituals for the welfare of everybody. Na anahita agnihi. Agni is the representative of God during those times. And even if there is no temple, fire or the lamp should be lit. In every house, lighting the lamp is considered as invocation of the deity. Especially in Brahmana's, tradition, Agni has to be worshipped every day. Agnihotra. So they were maintaining that Agni. So maintaining Agni means maintaining the rituals every. Now therefore, see, these Brahmanas, they were doing it not for the sake of money or wealth. That's why they are called Purohitaha. Pura means whoever is in the front. Hita means for their welfare. Therefore they are called Purohitaha. Otherwise they are called Swahitaha. Swahita means only for one's own purpose. They are to do things for the sake of others who are in need of such a ritual. Pura, whoever is in the front, Tesham Hitataya, for their sake. That's why it's called Purohita. In English we become Prohit. Purohit. And in English we become priest. So they were doing it for the sake of the society, the people. And there was nobody who was not seen to be doing na ayajva. There is nobody who is not doing karmas or the Vedic karmas, sacrifices. And nakshudrova na taskaraha. Shudraha, meaning those who do not have any knowledge, no money, there was nobody who is seen there. Avidya, alpavidya. Aishwaryavan Shudraha. Shudra means one who does not have neither knowledge nor wealth. There's nobody there like that. Na taskaraha, there was no thief. Only those who are deprived go for thieving. Nobody was deprived. So that what is the question of... That is why this particular city is called Ayodhya, because nobody was fighting, because there is no need to fight. Only when there is, I am deprived and you have it, then there is obviously a problem. Wealth, when it is accumulated in one particular part and others are deprived of that, such a society is a shame. Is it not true? A part of the society is begging, other part is partying, there will be something seriously wrong there. It is like that, you have a beautiful cloth, well decorated, nice. One part of it is burnt. Will you wear it? Hole, big hole. Other things are so beautiful, all very great ornaments and glass and whatever. One middle portion is burnt or it is whole. How will you wear that? You won't wear. In the same way, a society which does not have the money properly distributed, it is a curse. That society cannot be considered to be wealthy or prosperous, which has poor poverty. Now, this does not mean that all of us should work and then we will go on feeding these people. No, everybody should be working. Now, recently India has passed the food bill. Everybody should have food, understandable. But everybody should work also, that you should say. And it is said in one particular university in India, so this debate came whether food bill should be passed or not. So some of the management students who are studying there, they said, yeah, we should pass on the bill because everybody has a right to have food. Oh, very good. So the professor said, if that is the case, we will adopt the same policy in our university also. Meaning, I will give the grade, average grade. Meaning, according to the average. Everybody, all of you work, and what is the average? I'll give it to everybody. So some of them are working hard, some of them are not that much, some of them never. So what happened, when the test came, he gave B to everybody. Why? Average, it is B. And so those people who are working very hard, they said, why should we work so hard? Well, anyway, we are going to get B. We never would get A, because not everybody is working hard. So they stopped working, and B went to C grade, C went to F grade, the average becomes C. Then next test, everybody stopped doing it. Everybody got F. They got very upset. They came back to the professor. What is this? He said, that's what you want. So those who are working hard also will stop working. Why? Why should I work? And nobody is working. So, in a society where the poor people should be lifted up to the standard, not you provide them and then push them down. That is the kind of society which that is why earlier again, nobody was not bred, nobody was not cultured. Why is he saying that? Saying that only by their own action, Swaisvai Danaihi, that's what he said, no? Swaisvai Danaihi Sandushta. By their own money and their own earning, they were content. So we should understand, in a welfare society, some people work and others will not, and everybody should provide for them. That such a society will eventually stop working. Whereas, when you recognize that certain people are not up to the standard, provide them resources to come up, to make them come up to your level. Then, and all of them working correctly according to their own vocation, they will come up to their life. So that is why it is here said very clearly that they all had performing their own Swaisvai Karma Nirataha, Swakarma Nirataha, that is what he is saying. Swakarma Nirata Nityam, no, Kaschidasi Dayodhyayam Nakshutraha, Nacha Avruttaha, Nirvrutta Samskaraha. Nobody in the society, we had admixture of castes. Sankara, Varna Sankara na Vidyate. There's another thing which we need to recognize is that a person who is capable of or skillful enough in a particular vocation or a field, in that path when he goes, when he is not able to, when he does not marry of the similar kind, the product of that is the children will get totally confused. Which path we have to do? That is called Varna Sankara. That was not there. Sarvaka Swakarma Nirata Nityam Brahmana Vijitendriyaha. Brahmanaha Vijitendriyaha, it is said here. Those who have studied the Vedas and those who are living according to Vedas should have Sanyama Indriyani, Indriya Sanyamanam, control of the senses. That's the most important aspect of living as a Brahmana. Not a threaded variety. Gurudev would say, it's not a threaded variety, that's called Brahmana. They will become thread to the society also. It is not because you have put a thread across your cross belt, that does not mean you have the privilege to call yourself as a Brahmana. You must have the quality of a Brahmana, being controlled, self-modest in everything. Dana Adhyayana Shilaha. Dana Adhyayana Shilaha. In charity, in Swa-Adhyayanam, in self-study, in all other virtues, Sanyadascha Paridigrahe. This is very important. In accepting charity, they are modest. Brahmanas. Give, go on, give. Like a glutton. It is such a great virtue to say enough and not more for me. That kind of maturity. Sanyadascha Pradigrahe. Another meaning is Sanyadascha Parigrahe. Parigraha means Sambandha. In their relationship also they were very modest. With the wife, with the children, etc. That is called Brahmana. Where their highest goal being moksha, they are not too much attached to the relationships, etc. So that is how they led the society to higher standard. Sanyadascha Parigrahe or Sanyadascha Pradigrahe. In acceptance of charity, in relationship with the people, in both of them they were extremely modest. Nastiko nanrati vapi nakaschit abahushrutaha. There was no nastikaha. There is no anruti. Anruti means one who is speaking not truth, called anrut. Not aniruddha. Please do not misunderstand me. Anrut means one who is not speaking the truth. There is nobody like that. Nakaschit abahushrutaha. There is nobody who is not studied properly. Na asuyakaha. There is nobody who is finding fault with others. Nacha ashaktaha. There was no one who is incapable. Na avidwan vidyate. Nowhere you will find a person who is not a scholar. And interestingly, what we find is, yesterday also I mentioned this point, that only scholars know who are the scholars. In Tamil there is a statement, I told you, Pambin Pan, Pambin Variyam. No, Pambin Kal Pambariyam in Tamil. Meaning, snake only knows where the snake has gone. If the snake, not here, it doesn't come here. Let us say the snake passes through this. Can you find out? You will not know, because it doesn't leave any mark. But another snake knows exactly it has gone, by smell. In the same way, only the scholars know who are the scholars. Vidvaneva Vijanadi Vidvajana Parishramam. Parishramam means the effort. Only a Vidwan would know how much effort a Vidwan has put in his studies. Others will not ever know, because they don't even know what he's saying. Vidvaneva Vijanadi Vidvajana Parishramam. How much he had studied is seen only by another scholar. So here what we see is the men of learning were there, and therefore that learning as a whole has gone to a higher limit, higher level. What we find is in today's world, a lot of people cannot study this much. Therefore we reduce it. What are you trying to do? More people cannot read this much. Therefore, let us reduce it. Ultimately, there is nothing to read. It is like, once the WHO had said that, among all the countries, USA is the most obese country, fat country. More than 40% of the people are obese because they are more than 250 pounds. So this came to the US administration, and they were very, very unhappy about this kind of, accusation. Say all the kind of statistics which showed 40% of the people are obese. What do we do? Went on debating, and then they decided to do one thing. Let us increase the limit to 300 pounds. So now only 20% of the people are obese. Is that a solution? Have you arrived at a solution now? Next year, statistics shows 20% reduction. The pharmaceutical company do just the opposite. Your, what is that? Cholesterol rate should be 125. They go on reducing it. Next is 110. Then more people will buy the medicine, 100. More people will buy that. And then we are happy, we are making money. Why? By reducing the limit. By reducing the limit, you increase the people who are buying, the amount of money, amount of medicine that you sell. It's all hand in glove, everybody is doing this. So, na ashadanga vid atra asti, atra Ayodhya Puryam. There was nobody who is not a person who did not have the knowledge of the Shadanga. I told you yesterday about that. Siksha, Kalpya, Vyakarana, Nirutta, Chandasam, Jyotisham Vidhi Shadangani Vedasya. Na Avrado, there is nobody who is not following the vows, religious vows. Na Ahasahasvataha, there is nobody who is not giving in thousands. Thousands means 1,000 rupees or something. When we went to Asia some 2 years back, it's interesting. They also called rupees only. I think it is in which place is that? It was in Bali. And there also how much is the dosa? 20,000 rupees. So first we got 20,000. But their minimum thing is 10,000. Their calculation of money is like that. What to do? What we call 100 rupees, they call it as a 10,000. So first we got really shocked, How much is the dosa? 25,000 rupees. Dollars up to, is it dollars up to, something like that. Huh? Rupee only, 25,000. So first we got a shock after, and people who were selling in the road also, so many things. Mango they were selling, 10,000 rupees. It looks funny for us, but then we realize that the calculation is different. So when it's Sahasradaha, when it is said, in thousands they were giving, thousands of cows were given. So during those times the standard is totally different. Nadinaha, there was nobody who is dinaha, meaning weak, durbala shariraha. Nakshipta chittaha, nobody who had psychiatric problem there. Shipta means distracted, chitta mind. No psychiatrist will ever succeed in doing any business there. Va vyatito va vikassana, there was nobody who has vyatitaha, meaning sick. Kaschinnaro va nari va na sriman napya rupavan drashtum shakyam ayodhyayam na virajanya bhaktiman varneshvagra chaturteshu devataditi pujakaha kritagnyascha vadanyascha shura vikrama sanyutaha dirghayusho nara sarve dharmam satyam cha samsritaha Sahita putra pautraischa nityam stri purottame kshatram brahma mukam chasit vaishya ksatra manovrataha Shudra swakarma nirataha Trin varnanupacharinaha Satene, that is, okay, that is. Now here, there is no man or woman, kaschin narova nariva, na ashriman. Shri, prosperity. Sriman, man of prosperity. Now here the prosperity, as I have been explaining to you, Shri, Shreyavati, Shri. In Upanishad also it is said Shreyaha and Preyaha. Preyaha means where person takes to pleasures. Shreyaha means person takes to what is good. Shreyascha Preyascha Manushyamayataha Tausam paritya vivinakti dhiraha Shreyo hi dhiro bi preyaso vrunite preyo mando yogakshemat vrunite. The Kathopanishad. Why Lakshmi is called Shri? Shri because she is serving the Lord. Shreya Puja Kari Shri. She is the worshipper of the Lord. Then only she is Shri. In Sri Suktam you will read very clearly. Alakshmirva Nashyatam Brune. May in my house there cannot be Alakshmi. Alakshmi means what? That which is not Lakshmi. Nobody likes me. No, Lakshmi is called because everybody says, I likes me, therefore I am Lakshmi. But Shreyas is only when the money is serving the Lord, then only it is called Shri. Shriman, Shrimati, when you say, it is those who have their wealth dedicated to God. But it's called Shreyas. Preyas is money dedicated to pleasure. Let your car also prays. That is for my pleasure. I think we should come up with another Shreyas. So, Shriman here, na Ashriman. There is nobody who is not having the wealth ready for the sake of the Lord. Na api arupavan. There was nobody who is not beautiful. Everybody was so beautiful, so full of drashtum ashakyam ayodhyaya viraj. And you cannot see any individual who is not dedicated to the king. Rajani abhaktiman drashtum nashakya. There is nobody who is not dedicated to the king, loyal to the king. Meaning all of them have considered king as none other than the Bhagavad Swarup. The Lord alone is ruling here. That's why, as I said in Thailand, other places, Rama 1, Rama 2, they consider everybody is Rama. Now here what is going on? Not Rama, drama. So all of them are Ramas. Why? Because they consider that anybody who is ruling, he must be a descendant of Sri Ram. That much of devotion, loyalty. And I remember, some of you may note that who came with me. The king was sick when we went in Thailand. He was sick in and every corner you will find the picture of that king and put flowers, etc. And first I thought he is dead and gone. So I said, who is this guy? So he's our king. Oh, very good. Why you put flowers? Gone. What gone? He's in the bed. Okay, fine. And they had, drivers, car drivers, guides. And then, some people wanted to know more and more about this royal family. And said, okay, what is his son doing? We asked one of the guides who in that bus. That lady looked at us and said, I won't talk about it. I'm not exaggerating. Ask anybody who came at that time. So we were a little surprised. I said, why? Not in the city limits. So we were waiting for the city limit to get over. Now tell us what happened. Then she told all the story. But that's simple. Every common man. They had the loyalty towards the king such that they won't talk ill of anybody. It is something which we have to learn from various cultures. That's why we go to different places to understand what kind of a people they are. They won't talk ill of anybody. Here in this part of the world, it will be there in every show, in every TV or everywhere. The next moment it will be there everywhere. The headlines. They won't talk. They won't just say anything. No, king is great. King is great. That's it. No question asked. So that is called bhakti. So loyalty towards the king. They are considered as the king who is none other than the descendant of God himself. Rajani abhaktiman na shakyam drishtum. Varneshu agra chadurteshu devata aditi pujakaha. Among the Chadurta, 4 different castes, Varneshu Agra Chadurteshu, those who are the prominent one, Brahmana, what is there that they have to do? Devata Aditi Pujakaha. They were worshippers of Ishta Devatas and Aditi Pujakaha. They were worshipping the visitors, Aditis. Aditi Devo Bhava. Aditi means undated. Coming without telling you. That's called Atiti. Visitors who come. They should be given so much of attention that hospitality is such that they will be sent to hospital at the end of it. So that much of taking care of them. In the past I have seen, when I was growing up in some villages in Kerala, so they used to have the front portion of the building is only a open space. Of course, it is covered on the top, and anybody can come and stay and lie down and sleep and whatever. Nobody, and then the women of the house also, they will provide food. They may not come inside, but they will be given anybody. I have seen very green in my memory. Anybody who came to home, and first of all, home did not have any door at all, any main door. There's nothing like that. It's all open. No fear of anybody entering into the house. Nothing is there in the house anyway. What do they take? So anybody can come in this veranda, or what do we call it, as in the front portion, and sleep, and then it is so simple. Life was so simple. 7 o'clock, lunch, dinner is over, and everybody is going to sleep. 7 in the evening, over. And we who used to go from the main city and then go into the village, nothing you can do. 7 o'clock, dead silence. There is nobody, any movement. Myself, my brother sit and look, what do we do now? Everything is dark, and of course in Kerala there is nothing called electricity. Gone. But at 4 o'clock everybody is up. Everybody is at 4 o'clock, they are all lining up and going to that river for taking bath. So the life was so simple and different. Everybody knows everybody there. If you sneeze in your house, the last house will know that it is 6 o'clock in the evening, somebody sneezed in that house. Immediately the knowledge is passed on. So what I am saying is, so the life was so simple, and there is no hiding and hoarding and nothing. Everybody knows who is who are you, what you are doing. And if you are coming into the village, the whole village knows that you are coming already. You are coming, I know. Even before you enter the village, everybody knows that we are coming. That kind of a close knit. In our own times, we have seen that kind of such lifestyle. So imagine that in the past, how it would have been, how close knit were the people. Aditi Pujakaha, they were Aditi Pujakaha. Kritaknyascha, grateful. Vadanyascha, they were very moderate in their speech, generosity. And Shuraha, Kshatriyas were very powerful, and Vikrama Sanyutaha, highly successful, heroic. Dirghayusho nara sarve, they lived very long. Dharmam satyam cha samsritaha, following virtues and truthfulness. Sahita putra pautrascha, along with their sons and grandsons. Nityam stribihi purottame, along with their wives. They did not divorce them and then walked out. But along with their wives, they lived with their sons and grandsons, and very long life. And it is said, Kshatram Brahmamukam Chasid Vaishyaha Kshatramukha Vrataha, Manuvrataha. It's interesting to note that Kshatriyas followed the Brahmanas, Vaishyas followed the Kshatriyas. Why it is interesting to note here is, that means Kshatriyas did not act independently. They were guided by the Brahmanas. Brahmanas, meaning men of learning, were the visionaries. And even to fight a war, the Kshatriyas have to consult the Brahmanas. You will see later. Whether it is right to do it or not, is it moral, it is dharmic to do this or not. And only when the rishis and munis, when they give permission, then they go and do their attack, etc. Similarly, Vaishyas were not transgressing their limits of what they have to do. The kings and the protectors and warriors, they tell you to whom you have to do the business. What it means is that for the business sake, don't compromise your national pride. Don't compromise your, what do you call that? Deshabhimanam. What is it called? Patriotism. You must work, but you should never lose your identity. You must do the business. Don't forsake your country, and then for the sake of money, don't do something else. So the Kshatriyas were looked up by the Vaishyas, Kshatriyas were looking up to the Brahmanas, and Shudras were serving all other three of them. Shudraha, Swakarma Nirataha, Treen Varnan Anupacharinaha. They were also serving, and it is always to be understood properly that without their physical exertion, no prosperity will be possible in any country. Whether it is agriculture and any other thing, sweat and toil, what they make is what we enjoy. So everybody is doing their part of their duties. That is what is called Ramarajya, where Rama is fit to come inside. I mean, the place is fit for Rama to come in as an avatar. Aganita guna gana bhushana Rama Ashrita vatsala jaya jaya Rama Ayodhyavasi Sita Rama Apad Bandhava Jaya Jaya Rama Dasharatha Nandana Sri Rama Dashamukha Mardana Jaya Jaya Rama Kausalya Sukhavardhana Rama Kamita Palata Jaya Jaya Rama Papa Vimochana Sri Rama Pattabhirama Jaya Jaya Rama Janaki Vallabha Sita Rama Jaya Raghu Rama Jaya Sita Rama Vanara Sevita Sri Rama Varidhi Vandana Jaya Jaya Rama Hanumat Pujita Sita Rama Sri Ram Jaya Jaya Rama Raghupati Raghava Raja Rama Patita Pavana Sita Rama Sri Ram Jaya Jaya 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 Rama Siyavar Ramachandra ki jai. Om Sarve Bhavantu Sukhinah Sarve Santu Niramayah Sarve Bhadrani Pashyantu Ma Kasyad Dukkhabhat Bhavet. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Hari Om Sri Gurubhyo Namah.